What's up guys, and welcome to the very first episode of my Football Manager 2019 series. Yes, the wait is finally over as we begin our 6th FM save for YouTube today. We've done previous saves with Everton, Southampton, Swansea, Hull City, and most recently my beloved Millwall last year. But today for FM19 we are starting this save off with Cardiff City FC, the only Welsh team in the Premier League. It should be a really fun challenge. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are as well. Now for those that are new to the channel, hi, welcome. My name is Jay, or JC if you will, and I've been a gaming YouTuber since 2011. I started playing and watching football at the age of 6, so 20 years ago, and I've been playing games from this franchise since CM4, or Championship Manager 4 if you will, which was also of course a very long time ago. But rest assured, despite playing for so long, my ability is still probably considered average at best, which means that if you are going to watch this series, you'll find there are numerous times where I'll do something completely ridiculous, hoping it'll get a good result, and backfire spectacularly. But as you'll find with me, having fun is the most important thing when playing video games, and this one is no exception. For all the years I've been producing FM content for YouTube, I've had such great support and feedback from my audience, and I'm very confident that will be maintained throughout the course of this series as well. So if you are stopping by, then why not click the subscribe button, become part of the family. We'd love to have you here. It's a real community here on my channel, and click the subscribe button if you're new, and become part of the family. So, as the introduction is out of the way, you can see we're beginning this series with Cardiff City FC. I've just set my manager avatar up, and as you can see, we're starting with a National C license for my coaching qualifications with Cardiff. Now, obviously, the top one is Continental Pro. The lowest you can start off with is none, and the lowest qualification is the National C license, which I pretty much always begin with when I start an FM save, just because if we are going to do like an RTG save, which has been the theme for the past few years, then I kind of want to progress my manager's ability as well as the team as the years go on as well. So it's an RTG for both the manager and for the team as well. I'm getting my coaching qualifications, becoming more respected and a better manager as the years go on, as the team do the same with their results on the pitch, hopefully, touch wood, if everything goes according to plan. Now, the less said about my manager avatar, the better. I don't know why my eyes are so messed up like that. Believe me, in real life, they're not quite that bad. But either way, I've set my avatar up, and you can see as we set things up with Cardiff City FC as well. We take a look at the squad to begin the save off with what we currently have and our team report as well. And to be totally honest, it's not a great team. This Cardiff side is one of the weakest in the division. They were tipped as one of the favourites to get relegated at the start of the Premier League season by most pundits. They do play a 4-4-2 in real life. I'll probably stick with that system to begin with as well. It's of course the most traditional formation, although that might change of course over the course of the season if we are struggling for results, which is highly likely. So any tacticians out there, anyone that's got a good tactical knowledge of the game, feel free as the series goes on to give me tactical suggestions, and I will take them under consideration, because what you'll find with me is that when I start an FM series off and I start an FM save off, tactically I'm quite poor. It takes me a while to get to grips with the tactics of whatever team I'm using. Eventually I do get better and do learn how to count on my opponents, but at times I can really struggle. So if you are good at tactics in FM, then feel free to give me some suggestions, and I'll certainly take those on board. But at the start of the episode, what you'll see is the first part of today's episode is a post-commentary format. Before the game, you'll see at the end, the opening game of the Premier League season against Watford is a live commentary. These episodes will be fully live from episode number 2 onwards, but the first episode of any of my series is pretty much always either a mix of post or live, or just post on its own. But you'll see a live game at the end of today's episode, and again, from episode 2 onwards, all the episodes will be recorded in a live commentary format. And in this episode, you'll see as we meet the team there, as we just briefly did, you'll see also the full transfer negotiations, all the successful ones, and what players were signed and what players left the club as well. So as we discussed there, Cardiff's team is not the best, as we know. It's not too strong. There's also not much depth to the side either. It's quite a thin squad, and with only £9 million in the transfer budget as well, there's not much room to bring new players in. However, my first signing with Cardiff was a new striker. I felt as that's probably what we're going to need in this first season back in the top flight. We need someone to bang the goals in and be a reliable goal scorer. I got 2 deals accepted, one with Middlesbrough for Britt Assombalonga and one with Brentford for Neil Maupay. Both very talented strikers in the Championship right now. Maupay's having a great season for Brentford, his second season in English football. Last season was his first year, played really well at Griffin Park, and this season is in the top 5 of top scorers in the Championship. I believe he's got 16 goals, and Assombalonga not too bad either. We accepted a deal for Maupay in the end. Both players wanted to come to the club, club, and I opted to go for the younger French striker Neil Maupay, 4 years younger than Britt Assombalonga and £1 million cheaper as well. I felt as though he'd be the better option for the long term too, and if we do keep Cardiff in the Premier League, I'm hopeful this guy will continue to get better with age, as again he's only 21 years old, and his stats aren't that bad either. Physically he's nicely well balanced, mentally he's pretty decent. I love the 16 work rate and 15 determination as well, and technically 13 for first touch and for finishing as well. It's not too bad, and again the hope is that he will get better as the years go by. But you see, we loaned out quite a few players of Cardiff as well. We loaned out Demore, we loaned out Ashley Richards, Anthony Pilkington, Danny Ward also left on loan as well. And of course, I discussed a moment ago, Cardiff's squad is quite thin, so loaning out players seems like a bad idea. But in order to raise a bit more cash to sign some new players, we had to do that, as no transfer bids were coming in for our players that were on the list. The only players we could afford to lose were the ones that we could loan out. So with that being the case, it was basically either loan out your players and get a little bit more cash that way, or be stuck with the squad you got. And I don't think the squad we got right now is good enough to stay in the Premier League, and therefore I thought, well, in that case, we're going to have to loan out some players, aren't we? So Pilkington left, Ward left, Richards left, Demore left, and I think we loaned out someone else as well. And we signed this guy, Jason from Levante. Now, I'm not going to bluff it here. I know literally nothing about this guy, but one of my scouts found him on the transfer list for Levante, a 24-year-old Spanish winger. £1.9 million was the fee, and to be honest, he actually looks okay. He's not great. Nothing really jumps out at you when you look at his stats, but he's not terrible. And we see how he gets on. It's an interesting sign. You know, most of my signs come from manual searching, but my scout found him, and I thought for 1.9 mil, it's not a lot of money. We'll see how he gets on. So Jason is in, and we'll see how the 24-year-old gets on in his first season in English football. But also as well, we did sell Kadeem Harris, the only sale, permanent sale of the summer window. Kadeem Harris left to Leeds United. He's gone to Ellen Road for £750,000. And also, I did decide to get in a Millwall player. I couldn't help myself. I thought, you know, if there's one available, I'm going to go in for him. And Ryan Tunnicliffe was the guy we signed, our third and final signing of the transfer window as well. We had a bid of £800,000 plus Lee Tomlin accepted by Neil Harris, and I was thinking that's a good deal for us. It gets rid of Tomlin's contract, who we're not going to play much this year. And Ryan Tunnicliffe, the reason I really want to sign him is because there is no substitute for hard work. Anyone will tell you that, and Tunnicliffe is a workhorse. Anyone that's been on my channel for a while knows I love players that really show up. You know, high determination, high work rate, good stamina, good natural fitness, good teamwork as well. Very important. And Ryan Tunnicliffe has all of that in abundance. Real hard worker. Any Millwall fan will tell you the same as I do. The work he does at times can go unnoticed in the statistics, but he really does impact games for his work ethic and his effort and his energy alone. So once the first deal fell through, because Tomlin rejected a move to the Den, and I was like, come on Lee, it's not that bad. We once again put a new bid for Tunnicliffe, £1.5 million. I think it was 1 million plus installments as well, and he agreed a 4-year deal, 15 grand a week. He's not that great. You'll see by his statistics, he's only really apparently good enough for the Championship. However, when you look at those mental stats right there, every team needs a workhorse. Every team needs that high energy sort of player, the tenacious midfielder he's described as. He's a driven type of character, and it's exactly what we're going to need if we are to stay up. If we are going to be in a relegation fight this season, which is pretty much inevitable, we'll need players like Tunnicliffe that really work hard. So that is it for the first part of this video. I really hope you have enjoyed the series opener thus far. Now we're going to move on to the live part of today's episode, where you will see a final run through of the team, a final overview of the transfers, and also the first game of the Premier League season as they take on Watford away at Vicarage Road, aiming to get off to a winning start. Alright guys, so here we are, Cardiff back in the top flight after a few years in the Championship, our first game of the Premier League season as we take on Watford away at Vicarage Road. Just before we play the game, a couple of things to show you. Firstly, competition's overview, where as you can see, Vincent Tan wants us to fight bravely against relegation. Not just fight against relegation, but fight bravely. That's the key word there, against relegation, as he knows for sure this is going to be a very long and tough first season back in the top flight. And as for the Cups as well, we reached the 4th round in the FA Cup and the 3rd round in the Carabao Cup respectively. But to us, we're not bothered about these two at all. All our eggs in one basket as far as I'm concerned. Stay in the Premier League, it's a good season regardless of what happens here. Also, real briefly as well, quickly show the transfer history for those that might have missed things as we were going through pretty quickly in the first part of today's episode. You can see the signings we made here, Neil Maupay, Jason and Tunnicliffe as well, and the players we loaned out and sold in Kadeem Harris's case are on the right hand side for you there. And as for the pre-season, this is how things went. We won quite a few games and lost 3 as well, and drew the final game game, and that was a mixed bag of results in pre-season. So here we go then, first game of the season. Very excited, but also pretty pessimistic. If we get a draw on the opening day away against Watford, I'll certainly take it. Now, this is the team for the game. It's going to be a 4-1-4-1 DM wide, and we're going to play a fluid counter-attacking style of play, just because I feel like we can't really attack teams in this our first season. I haven't got that much quality when going forward, but I think countering with this Cardiff team could work pretty well with Murphy, quite quick on the left-hand side, and a decent midfield trio as well. This is one of the presets that FM give you for tactics. Again, if you have any suggestions whatsoever for what tactics we should be using, then do let me know in the comment section down below. But to begin with, we'll start off with this and see how we get on. And this is our starting 11 for the first game of the Premier League season, with a few players still injured right now. We've got Etheridge in goal. It's back for Cunningham, Manga, Bamba and Callum Patterson. Our midfield trio is Camarasa, Harriata and Rules as well. On the wings, Murphy on the left-hand side, Jason, a new man, on the right-hand side, and also another new signing, Neil Mopai. I've given him the number 9. He starts today up top in the Premier League. Let's see how the young Frenchman gets on. On the bench, Smithies, Morrison, Bennett, Ryan Tunnicliffe, Mendes Lang, Bobby Reed carrying a slight knock, hence why he doesn't start, and also Zahore as well. It's Watford away. It's the first game of the Premier League season. I'll certainly take a point. Let's see if we can get it. Come on, Cardiff. So one thing you'll notice with me straight away is that I do also play FM on 2D, or 2D Classic I should say. Obviously I know as the years have gone by, Football Manager introduced a 3D match engine, which looks really good, but unfortunately as I play on an iMac, and it's quite an old iMac as well, my computer isn't the best at handling the graphics, and therefore I like to keep it on 2D. I'm quite old school like that. I really do prefer 2D to 3D, but 3D is on for the replays, so if there are any replays, you'll see those in 3D. As the first highlight comes to Harriata going for goal, and the man on loan puts it just wide of the post. I thought he was going to score that. I mean, amazing. Free kick for Watford though. Pereira takes it, and Troy Deeney has won a penalty as he's been pushed by Callum Patterson. 13 minutes in, already giving away a spot kick, and Patterson gets a booking as well. Discipline is definitely going to need to be strengthened if we are going to keep Cardiff in the Premier League, that's for sure. So Deeney to take the penalty, should tuck it home against Neil Etheridge. And oh yes, the Philippines goalkeeper makes the save. He's already saved 2 penalties this season in real life for Cardiff, including on his debut as well. So Etheridge with a save, and he keeps it a 0-0. Well done, Neil. So Watford right now though, Kiko Femenia crossing, and Penaranda's header goes just over the bar, weathering the storm a little bit here. Another highlight for Watford, Pereira's free kick, Craig Cathcart's header, and there is the breakthrough. It was coming, and Cathcart nods Watford into the lead. 23 minutes in, they have been the better team, and they now get a breakthrough. Pereira with a lovely free kick towards the far post. Cathcart loses his man, and from just inside the 60-yard area, puts it in. 1-0 Watford. Right, so half time is here. I've just given a dressing room team talk, and as you can see, I've stressed out 2 players, and Camarasa is also switched off as well. So not a great team talk at the break, as we still trail by 1. But I didn't play too badly in that first half, statistically speaking. However, as we are still down by 1, might need to change things early on in this second half if we are to get back in this game and find ourselves an equalising goal. As Ducore finds Pereira down this left-hand side. The Hornets going forward for a second goal here. Pereira continues to run and scores. Wonderful solo run. He notched up an assist in the first half and now gets a goal to add to it as well. 2 minutes in, 2-0 down. Bad start. Murphy out wide towards Cunningham. Can we get back in this game here just for the hour mark? As Rules takes over and he'll find Harriata. And he's lost it, and Watford will get it away. Capu with a long ball forward towards Penaranda, in behind Callum Patterson, and what a big tackle by Callum. So 2 minutes to go, still trailing by 2-0. A third goal is definitely on the cards though, as Andre Gray finds Daryl Yanmat just inside their area. Back to Will Hughes. Can they get a shot away? Shaloba into Deeney. Deeney to Pereira. Oh, he's been absolutely majestic today. Roberto Pereira bags his brace, and of course he set up the first goal for Craig Cathcart as well. 3-0 Watford. 2 minutes to go. We are in for a very long and tough season. You know, Swansea and Hull were really tough debut years staying in the Premier League. We did it with both of those clubs. With Cardiff, I think this is going to be the most difficult challenge of the lot. Pereira with a goal, 3-0 Watford. And if this is a sign of things to come, yeah, it's going to be a long debut season back in the top flight for the Bluebirds. So, wait for the finals to come any second now. We did switch to a 4-4-2 in the final half an hour of the game. But to be honest, it didn't really do much for us at all. As Patterson finds Jason. Could we pull a goal back? Ryan Tunnicliffe on the ball back towards Manga? I don't think so. Nope, there's the full-time whistle. 3-0 the final score. And yeah, we are definitely going to need a lot of improvement, that's for sure. So I'll let the assistant do the team talk. He's motivated Is that Cunningham? Yep, there we go. And that would do it. So, not a winning start for Cardiff. Not many positives to draw from that. 19th place to begin with. And a long season definitely on the cards. But that will end the first episode of my Football Manager series, guys. So I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's season opening, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic evening. And we'll return with episode number 2 very soon, where hopefully we've got our first Premier League win on the cards. Bye now.